Welcome to the course on computer programming. In this session, we will see how to write a basic C++ program and a simple CPP program using CodeBlocks IDE on Ubuntu. So let's begin by writing a basic C++ program to add two numbers. So first, we will click on dash home, write CodeBlocks over here and click on CodeBlocks IDE. CodeBlocks IDE will appear in a few seconds, which has just appeared. We will create a project, file, new, click project. In this window, you have to select console application and click on go. C++ is already selected, so you just have to select the next. Over here, we have to first provide the project title, the folder in which your project will reside. So let's start by writing add two numbers. We are comfortable by having the C++ program in this directory. If you notice that the project file name, which was blank earlier, is now written as add2numbers.cbp. CBP extension is nothing but CodeBlocks project. Click next. Over here, this is the GNU compiler, which is a normal compiler that we use to compile our C++ programs. Create debug configuration is important when we want to debug our programs. This will be seen later in the course. Click finish. This is the workspace window. Over here, add two numbers project has been created. Double click on sources. The main.cpp file is created. You can double click on that, which displays the default program given by the code blocks. Now you can start writing your program over here. So we will first define two variables, int num1 and num2. We will display to the user, enter two integer numbers. Endl is nothing but the next line character. We will take input from the user using cin, and now over here using the cout statement we will add the two numbers. So addition of two numbers is, we will compute the addition over here, which will be printed. And return 0. We will now save this program. To build and compile this program, we can either click on this command button, which is called build and run. You can also click on build, build and run. What we expect is a terminal, which is given here, enter two integer numbers, which was written over here. We will enter two numbers, for example 45 and 34. The output which was displayed over here, addition of two numbers is displayed, and the computation of num1 and num2 is displayed as 79. This is how you actually write a basic C++ program. Press enter to exit the terminal. Now we will see how to write a basic simple CPP program. Same way, we can have the project over here. We will create another project. Let us say file, new, project. Click on console application as usual. Click go command button. C++ is selected by default. Click the next button. Now project title over here, for example, we want to draw some 3 polygons. So we will write draw polygons as our project title. Similarly, we will have it in our directory called C++ programs. Our project file name is draw polygons.cbp, which is a CodeBlocks project. We will click on next. Over here, there is one small change. For normal C++ programs, we select GNU-CC compiler. Over here, we have to change it to simple CPP compiler. Please note that for this session, simple CPP is presumed to be integrated with CodeBlocks IDE. We click on finish. As you see, the draw polygons project got created over here. We still have the add two numbers project over here. So double click on sources, as usual, main.cpp file. We will see the default program given by CodeBlocks IDE. We already have a simple CPP program created with us. We will copy this and paste it over here. Simple CPP main program, init canvas turtle, which draws 3 polygons. We will save this main.cpp file. Now we will build and run our program. If you see, the simple CPP canvas has already generated the 3 polygons. The window closed after 5 seconds. We can increase it to 20 and we can run it so that the simple CPP canvas terminal remains with us for a longer time. This is how we create simple CPP programs and a basic C++ programs. This was one way of writing a program. Another way is to create a source code file and not the project. Please note that simple CPP program should not be created using this way. For simple CPP, as usual, you need to create a project itself. So let's close both the projects as it will interfere with our new program. We will close the add to program project and the draw polygons project. Now we will create a file, new, file. Select C source code and click on go. C++ is already selected, click next. Enter the file name, say for example we will create just a hello world program, hello world.cpp. Do not forget the .cpp extension. We will now browse in which directory we need to create a project. So we will go to desktop, we will C++ programs, hello world.cpp and save. The entire path is displayed over here and we will say finish. A new file has been created called hello world.cpp. We will write here cout hello world semicolon. We will save it and we will build and run it. Hello world has been displayed. We will increase the font size by pressing Ctrl, right click and we will select huge. Okay. Hello world is displayed. This is how we can create a C++ program without creating a project. Now let us examine the folder in which we have created our project. If you recollect, we had created our project on desktop C++ programs directory. So let's close CodeBlocks. This is our desktop. We will go to C++ underscore programs directory. Over here we have seen add two numbers, draw polygons and hello world program that we have created. Let's go to the directory add two numbers. You can see CodeBlocks IDE has created so many files. This .cbp file is nothing but the CodeBlocks project. .depend file contains all the dependencies of a project. .layout file contains the settings of the workspace of a project, which files were opened, where they were positioned, etc. Main.cpp is our source code which we wrote. Now there are two folders, bin and object. In bin there is executable called add two numbers. The object folder contains the object file. Object file is nothing but the file that contains translatable machine code. So in this session we have seen how to create basic programs, simple CPP programs by creating a project and by creating just a source code file, and also examining what files the code blocks generates. Thank you.